All right. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into another stream. If you guys are new, in the morning, we come in, we take a look at NQ price action, see what's going on, see what's happening with price going into that New York session. Then at night, we come in, we see what we actually did. And then at the beginning of the week, we typically do a review, see what happened last week, and see what we can do going into this week. We look at price action on crypto. We take a look at price action on some of these stocks, which stocks we are going to wait a little bit until next quarter opens up to really see, because majority of them are looking nasty, except for oil. But let's take a look here. Let's take a look at NQ previous weekly price action. We'll start with Monday here, and we'll go all the way up to Tuesday. So Monday, of course, we got that initial ripper here into that upside. I'll show you all of these. Okay, so Monday, initial run into that upside with the Trump news coming out, rejecting this 12-hour level at 24,745.75. We get a little bit of reaction to the downside. Then from here, we get a nice SFP form, or not an SFP form, but we can take the range of this whole move, right? And price comes in, you can see taps right into here at 9 a.m. Taps into the 705 area, rejects from it. We get a nice little continuation into the downside. From here, we are also outlining the OTE of this other area where you can see price comes in over here again, bounces on that 705, right at that 930, and we do not have a rising VIX. However, we are sweeping that liquidity, so that gives us a little bit of a reason for a continuation to that upside, right? We're trading within this range right now, so sweep the range high right here. Then price continues, then we sweep these highs right there, SFP. As we get this, we have a 1 minute fair value gap right there. We take those shorts, and that gives us a nice continuation into that downside. So that was Monday. Nothing too crazy here. Let's see. During Asia session overnight here, right, it's something that we've talked about, that 5 minute fair value gap that forms out typically. Over here, you can see there is that 5 minute fair value gap, where you could have taken shorts off of this one, but that 12-hour level at 24,068.50 was the play. Then the next Asia session here, you can see there is that 5 minute fair value gap. Even this 15 minute fair value gap, I believe there was. Price tapped into this, and then we gave us a nice continuation to the downside out of it. Tuesday regular session, we had a nice trade over here during that session. A little bit of patience was required for this one as that 930 right opens up. We get that initial run into that upside, into this 15 minute fair value gap. We get that rejection back down as we had that Asia session downside, London session sweeping the top. So New York session was looking for a little bit of potential continuation into that downside. We got that nice continuation into here, sweeping this downside, rising VIX as we are going into the end of that session. We get that continuation back up, sweeping the top of the range there. And yeah, we were looking for potential rejection. Whoa, Tuesday. Did I just delete? I just turned that off. Okay. So we don't need that path. Okay. Here during this session here, let's see, 5 minute fair value gap right here on the downside. Displacement of this fair value gap as well gave us that nice downside as well. Could have taken any of that if you guys trade Asia session. Wednesday going into the actual day, into the open, we're looking for an initial retrace sweep of the London session, reversal back to the downside, which we did end up getting the bottom of this Asia session. However, we were trading around these 24,495.25. You can see the continued rejection off of that level here, here, and that's why we outline these levels, right? We want to see a nice rejection off of something. We trade from something to something. So here, as price opened up 930, we got that nice initial run to the upside. 935, we get another sweep here into this fair value gap. No body close above 24,495.25. Next candle opens up, we continue to hold below this sweep initially, and that gives us that reversal into continuation into that Asia session and London session. Right, all of these are at the top. We're still waiting on those to potentially get hit. So let's see what price gives us here on these looking things. Daily plan is something that we look at every day. We'll go over that a little bit. Put that there. Wednesday. All right. Wednesday here. What is this note? I don't know what this note is. Wednesday. Anyways, my God. Wednesday journal. Why is this out? It's Tuesday. Wednesday. Duh. What is that? Oh my God, I'm so confused. There's Wednesday, right? Okay, we just went over Wednesday. That was that original sweep. So Tuesday now, or sorry, Thursday, right? Thursday overnight Asia session, nice little runs continuations. Over here, there's that 5-minute fair value gap that forms out, gives us a little bit of downside in that volume imbalance on the 5-minute. Then Asia session over here, or New York session, open up. We tap into that 24.06850, get a bounce out of it. Continuation into the upside, tap into this 5-minute or 15-minute fair value gap, get a rejection out of it, gives us that continuation. We're looking for longs initially, continue and sweep that London session high off of this tap. It did give us a little bit, right? Give us a nice 200 tickles there to the upside off of that fair value gap, which was solid. We took that and fucked off. But, whoa, I did not want to get rid of that indicator there. Oh my God, son of a bitch. Now I need to get back my indicator. DF Lab sessions. This is the indicator that I use for these, for that Asia session, London session. And right, is that correct? 2. Yeah, about 8, 9. Yeah, I think so. From 7 to about 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. to 9. I'll fix that. But right, there's that reversal from here off of that 15-minute fair value gap, an initial bounce there as well. So I think what is these fib retraces? We don't need that. Thursday here, or no, this is now Friday. Friday journal over here, right? London session sweeps the top of the Asia session, get the reversal to the downside, and price was looking for a continuation during that day. So initially price taps into this 5-minute fair value gap that off of that 9:30 initial dumper. 5-minute fair value gap, we get a falling 3, and you can see also falling 3 wise. There's that range, right? About 362 tickles. And then the body of this candle should typically 361. Yeah, typically equals the range of that previous candle. So as long as the body closes, all of the green bodies close within the single body right there of that 9:30 candle, we get a nice falling 3, and that's for any time frame. And that typically represents the same range. That's what we found. So initial rejection of this 5-minute fair value gap gives us that downside run here. Then we are waiting for this fair value gap as price just kind of consolidating here, 23,520. Gives us that nice reversal back to the downside. So we break it in that continuation into these lows, and now just kind of consolidating here. So previous weekly high, previous weekly low are important. Those lows we are watching. So we want to make sure price does what it needs to do here. London session, New York open, we are below that previous weekly low. We are nearing the end of the quarter, so they can do whatever the fuck they want. 23,059 is going to be important here to watch. 23,059 right there. That's that 12-hour level. The price wants to bounce on it. Sure, continuation, but same with 23,174.50. We're going to be watching that one as well. And that'll probably do it for today. That's all I have. Nothing crazy. We're watching these ranges. Obviously, we swept the low of this big old range right here. You can see that we went way lower below this old range right here. So now we will return to the opposite side of that range, right? But that is just going to require a little bit of patience on our side and waiting until price shows us some kind of reversal where it wants to go, or it wants to flip onto that side. For right now, we're just going to continue to monitor these levels and see where price actually wants to go, what it wants to break, and what it wants to hold. If we are looking for a bull case, we would need to get back above 24.06850, and that can give us that potential reversal back into the top side of this range, or 23.78375. That's another important level to watch for us here. Anything below previous weekly low, below that Sunday open, we're looking for a continuation to the downside. Anything in terms of what the fuck? Okay, there we go. Oh, because I put all those levels back there. That's right. Right there, okay. So now I was fucking around with that other thing. Okay. Yeah, that will do it. We're going to be watching that previous weekly low, right? That's going to be important for us. Previous day low has also been swept, so 50% of that previous day range is what we're going to be watching for as well. If price does decide to come back above that previous low, previous day low, potential into that retrace. But for that, we need to clear that 23.347 level and that other one. One second. All right. Yeah, that's all we got on today. Previous daily range right there. Let's keep a watch on that, and we'll go from there tomorrow morning. Let's be here at 6:30. I'm going to do my best to do that. Once we're here, we're going to go over the price action that happened overnight and anything that we were watching for heading into that session. On that, thank you guys for watching. Love you. Appreciate you. We'll see you next one. Peace out.